Our favorite baseball team is unwatchable. Unwatchable at the moment. Absolutely painful to watch. Because I think the main thing is it's just the same thing over and it's almost at this point as if it would be a relief if the Twins just got blown out. Because we're seeing the same game over and over again. So we're going to do like a real quick little therapy session here where we're just going to bring it in. We're going to get together and chat this out because this is rough, man. This is rough. And I think nobody has to endure this. I straight up had to tell somebody yesterday, like, I think you should probably stop watching this team. Forget this team exists for a while. Go out. Looks like if you're local, we're going to have a bunch of nice days weather-wise in a row here. Go out and enjoy the weather. Do something else for a couple days. Check back in. Check out. Check back in maybe in a couple days. Because, again, just seeing the same thing happen night after night after night, it's... what do they say the definition of insanity is? It's rough. It's rough. But I do want to pump the brakes a little bit in terms of big picture stuff. There's something like 70% of the season left. This team is already starting to evolve things. They're changing things up. They're going to continue to do that as things don't work. They're going to continue to try to push some different buttons. I don't think there's any reason to just completely jump ship on the season yet, but maybe that is somewhat of my sort of approach to sports, to baseball in particular, seeping through there. I just think sports is such a low-stakes game to invest some hope in, What's the worst that's going to happen? You invest some hope into a partner, and that doesn't work out. That's some high stakes. That's some high stakes there. You invest some hope into a company, and that doesn't work out. That's some high stakes. You invest some hope into your baseball team, and they let you down. No big deal. No big deal. And again, you can always disengage. The most hardest core of fans. I'm giving everybody a free pass. Okay, you can feel free to disengage from this team for a little bit. It's frustrating. It is very frustrating. I'm going to talk about maybe some things they could try. Once again, we've that's kind of been a theme of late. I always like to be solutions focused. But before I did that, I wanted to make it clear. It's not as if I'm saying, oh, everything's fine. This is all right. This is normal. This is not normal. Okay, this is not normal to have the same game happening over and over and over again. So some of the years when the Twins have struggled, it's like each night they seem to invent a new way to lose. And, that's frustrating in its own right, but at least it keeps you on your toes. I would love at some point to see this fan base, this city, re-energized about the Twins. And there isn't a lot of excitement around the Twins. I can't blame anybody for not being there. The apathy is deserved at this point. And again, maybe things will be different down the road this season. I don't think it's hopeless, but at the moment, I mean, nobody's excited to watch this team. This team's terrible to watch right now. Even having a winning record, even being in first place in the division, there are many, many, many other fan bases that would very happily switch spots with us, but it's just been a very, very rough May so far. I think there's something like 8-12 on the month. Just yuck. But again, it's not hopeless, not at this point. So I'm going to throw out some ideas. I'm going to throw out some ideas on some things they might try. So these are in no particular order. The only order there is the way I jotted them down. And the first thing I have is, in no way is the rotation any kind of a big part of the problem. But I do think it might be an interesting thing to try once in a while to throw an opener out there. This is fresh in the mind because we saw San Francisco do it a couple days ago and it worked for them. Usually you do that when you don't have a starter that you think can cover 5 innings. And this might be a way to get the bullpen kind of back going. I mean, Sonny Gray started to falter last night. No doubt about it. He loaded the bases. The bullpen couldn't get out of that jam. Again, it's the same game. You know, it's the same game every night. So I'm not even saying like, oh, this is a strategy that is going to work. But it is something to take a shot on, something to mix things up. One of these nights, maybe you do it, maybe you pick a certain guy to do it with. Just something to try, again, to give yourself a different look, a different option with the bullpen, is try an opener. Number 2, we're going to stick with the bullpen on this one. Throw Duran earlier. Yeah, throw Duran earlier. I personally can feel better about using my best guys and then going down with the guys that aren't as good than having the guys who aren't as good go out and then never being able to get to your best guys. And the Twins are losing a ton of close games right now. And it never feels good to me when the Twins lose a close game, the bullpen has given up some runs, and Duran didn't get used. What good did it give you to wait to the 9th inning that night? It didn't do you any good. And, maybe you use Duran in the 7th or 8th, and then the same thing happens in the 9th anyway. So it's not like that's a foolproof strategy. But again, it really doesn't sit well with me when you lose a close game and you didn't even use your best weapon in your bullpen. And I'm not saying do that every night, but it's something worth considering. Lineup wise, there's a couple things. The timing of both of these is a little odd because Correa has a heel injury, and Buxton recently had an injury scare. But I think you got to move Carlos down once he is healthy again. This is maybe a great reset opportunity for him. This heel injury. And that doesn't have to be long term. That doesn't have to be every night. But he's got to, if he's not producing, he can't be in the middle of this lineup. And I know he's been hitting the ball harder of late. So again, hopefully this heel injury is like a reset for him. He only misses a couple days and then is back. Still providing a lot of value in the field, which is good. Buxton, I can't argue with the DH thing. I can't argue with the DH thing. It's been working. He's been healthy. He's been productive. Again, he recently had a knee or a leg injury scare, so this isn't the right time for this, but I think they do need to accelerate whatever their plan was to get him to center field. They need to accelerate that plan because Michael A. Taylor had a home run last night. He's not really been a huge part of the problem, but just think if even if they can kind of split time in center field, that gives you an opportunity to keep Buxton's bat in center field and bring in a more potent hitter to DH that night than Michael A. Taylor. And this lineup needs help. This lineup needs all the help it can get. I do think that could be a difference maker. So I don't think that's a button you push immediately. And then coaching, scouting, maybe go hand in hand here, but they've got to, from the outside looking in, I can't tell you what scouting information they're giving these hitters. I can't tell you what hitting information they're giving these hitters, but whatever it is, they gotta do something different. Whatever they're giving these guys, they got to try something else. They got to do something different. They got to mix it up. It's not working. Whatever is happening right now, it's not working. And it's not like I was expecting this lineup to be super elite, but they should not be this bad. They should not be this bad. They should not struggle this much. So I think they've got to mix some things up. Now, again, maybe that is with the scouting reports that they're giving. Maybe it's just completely changing up the hitting coaches. That is... it's unfortunate, but those are the easiest things to kind of be like, boom, you're fired. We're bringing in a different guy, or we're replacing you with this other guy we like down in our minor league system. Just to change up the messaging even sometimes can help. I think eventually you start looking higher up, but I think it's completely realistic to expect that they might do something like that with Popkins, or I think Rudy Hernandez is also a hitting coach as well, has been around forever. Another very well-liked guy, but just something different. I don't know. And then again, I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if that's going to solve anything. You definitely can mix up the roster, and they've been trying that, so that box is checked. Anyway, just wanted to check in, convey some frustration with y'all. We'll talk again soon.